coming together.
Yeah.
Arc second, he was on that previous team I talked about, TSD. Pretty much the same story.
Yeah, they got 2 wins total. They went 1-1 with CLG Black. I think they went 1-1 with Fusion because everyone went 1-1 with Fusion back then. And they won a tiebreaker. Here's a 5th place team. They barely squeaked back in. Of course, Arc second moved to Winterfox, and it hasn't really been good for him yet. Unfortunately, up against arguably the best team in Challenger, and we'll see just what these guys pick for themselves. Vermillia does not get her Thresh. No big surprise there. No Rise for Alex. No Urgot for Maple. Otherwise, just the standard sort of A-list bans from Renegade.
Yeah, the Rise, that was kind of a curveball yesterday. When I saw it locked in, I was like, I don't think that's RF. I think that might be Alex H picking up that Rise for himself. It does a lot of damage now on 512 in comparison to what it was before, which was a perma-root bot and trying to 1v1. So putting it in the mid lane and having it be a consistent damage source with that no spell kind of lockout, the 0.25 seconds on the passive, he's just an absolute machine gun with a lot of damage.
Yeah, so Alex not being allowed to play that. I mean, back in the Gambit days, he was known for his mid lane Rise as well. It's just likes the assassination, likes the sort of upfront damage type champions. Renegades.
Assassin Rise.
Essentially, right? If he reaches you, he's going to probably kill you. Fizz is the final ban here from Renegades and Winterfox. Now, it's interesting because they actually had played mid Ezreal as a 2nd round red side pick. It was their 4th champion after Renegades had picked 3 themselves, so it seemed like a slightly lower priority champion. But here, Winterfox considering first picking it.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I wouldn't be surprised to see it get picked up here by either side, but swaps over to the Rumble. Possibly, yeah, they're going to take it away from RF.
Okay.
Haven't seen it in Avalon's hands just yet. It is his most played in solo queue, though, so a little well versed in that champion. I want to see what RF picks in response to this. He's played 2 Rumble games and a Kennen so far out of the 3.
Yeah, a lot of mages. Mages are always fun to watch. It's cool to see.
Team fight mages.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's really no other great kind of mages top lane anyway. Like, I feel like all the mages in League are mostly team fight oriented.
There are some that are like assassin oriented.
Yeah, I guess LeBlanc would be one of those, but like no one plays those guys top lane. So, okay, you're right. I rescind the point. Team fight mages it has been for RF. We'll see if he plays another one, but right now they get the quick pickup onto Kalista and the Rek'Sai for Crumbs with no jungle bans.
Yeah, that's right. No jungle bans. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Because they banned out the Thresh from Vermillia. They banned out the Urgot from Maple Street. So they're kind of trying to like knock this bottom lane down onto their 2nd best champion. And Sivir's still on the table. Kalista picked up. Yeah. And there's kind of this this trinity now where it's Sivir loses to Kalista, Kalista loses to Tristana.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about Tristana versus Sivir.
I think it's pretty free for Sivir.
But we know, yeah, exactly. But it's like Sivir beats Triss. So there's this rock, paper, scissor game that's going on.
But you only pick Triss for the one matchup. You'd never blind pick the champion. So it's a specific situation. We'll see if Pinoy wants to play it himself. Winterfox have free reign to pick the mid Ezreal again if they want it. Also worth putting out, by the way, Short Race is back in for the jungle here.
Yes.
Whereas Low Pally is still there as a support. So this is actually Winterfox playing for technically their 3rd different lineup in 4 games, actually. Tristana will be the pickup against Kalista, and Winterfox actually hiding their mid laner and support pick still, even though they could take top tier 1.
Short Race lied to me. He said he was going to have either some Lee Sin plays or fails today. It's not Lee Sin, man. You were hovering it.
Gragas can still dash to you, knock you into the team, so it's Lee Sin-esque.
Still not Lee Sin. I want to see the...
Well, this would be a Lee Sin fail then.
That is a Lee Sin fail. He failed to lock it in, and that's the first fail right there from Short Race.
Already 0-1 in this one, Winterfox. Not doing the things you were supposed to be doing in this game, but it's okay. We'll move on from here. Renegades going to make their next few choices so far. Honestly, just very default things. I'm always hesitant, by the way, to see Gragas in a game with Rumble. You can knock him out of the equalizer sometimes, and then it feels awkward. I'm just surprised that he actually went for the Gragas because he was guaranteed going to get that champion for himself, and there's things like Nautilus open that would be ridiculously great with Rumble that they're just not going for.
I think they just want to see the bottom lane right now.
Well, they're going to see it. It's one of my favorite dual lanes, Kalista Morgana, which actually makes it good against Nautilus, by the way. That would make it a bit awkward for Low Pally here. And of course, you can toss in the hard engage, so Renegades can set up fights very easy for themselves.
Yep, and they picked up the Kennen, the flank TPs from RF. You already played it once, went 2-1-3 on it previously, up against Cloud9 Tempest for a win. So RF on another champion. He's only gone between Rumble and Kennen so far in the 4 matches that he's actually played in the NACS actual regular season. So right now, it's just looking like some team fighting across the board here.
Yeah.
No real tank line, though. Crumbs is going to have to get tanky for this team.
That's true. He is the only melee champion on the roster right now, and there are very, very few durable mid laners played. Cho'Gath is one of them, but I don't think we're going to really see it from Alex. It's not really his style anyway. Winterfox, 5 seconds to go for their lock-ins. They're going to take plenty of time here. Orianna and Janna the lock-in. So you talked about having low amounts of tank and kiting back. Well, how about even more CC, even more kiting back? And this is just all about Tristana laying waste from afar. Yeah,
these two teams are going to be so squishy. It's going to come down to positioning in fights.
Yeah.
The execution, the positioning, and right now it's going to be Winterfox is looking to kill turrets, have these matchups, and try to win it that way.
And keep in mind, if Winterfox lands a Shockwave, whoever gets hit probably just dies right off the bat. A bunch of squishies, Shockwave and Equalizer, but be that champion.
If Kennen ever does get backline access with a
flank,
Kennen's going to knock him back, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things here. It's not just the Janna, it's Tristana on top of it.
3 of them.
And the Gragas. Like, there's no way RF is going to be able to reach this backline if they're playing it correctly.
Yeah, you can Black Shield, and then as long as Janna doesn't go first, like, Gragas could break it, or Tristana could break it, or Ori could break it, but still, it's a coordination requirement, and all you need is a 1.5 seconds and the entire team gets stunned. So there is a window where the Renegades comp can lock Winterfox down, but generally speaking, it should be hard for them to make their composition work. Last choice for Renegades, they looked at Jace, they are going to go for Varus, so they have some kind of long-range reach now. Kallista's stuck being moderate range, but Kennen and Varus can poke a little bit. So disengage or not, there are some tools here, and in fact, Winterfox does not have poke themselves. So playing at that sort of distance, Winterfox engage kind of sucks. They're getting out poked, but they also get out all in. It's weird. There's weird mixes back and forth of what these teams can actually do.
Yeah, if either of them land a binding chain of corruption, they can start a fight. They have pick inside of this team fight. So Alex, that last pick I think actually works out really well for them, because you don't want to pick another mage that allows us so that they just have to build MR on the Gragas, and then the Kennen basically does nothing. So I like that physical damage pickup there. It's funny because I was talking to their coach Hermes, who was telling me all about, I was like, Alex used to be about all these assassins, right? He used to just play assassins and love them. And now apparently he's all about the Ziggs. He's all about these champions that annoy people. He's about the poke now.
All right.
And I was like, that seems like a really weird shift, because he even went on record saying he hates Ziggs meta.
Well, here's a guy who's, to be fair, here's a guy who's like most played in solo queue is Yasuo, and played at great effect yesterday on Wednesday. So as much as he says he's all about the poke, the guy who's played Yasuo and Ryze for half his games makes me think, you know, he's about a lot of things.
Yeah, apparently brings out his dark side. You get a lot of Alex cackles.
Alex cackles when he plays Yasuo. All right, you know what?
Oh, no, when he plays poke champion.
Oh, when he plays poke
champion. When he pokes you out of lane and you can't really do anything about it, he gets his cackle on.
All right.
Don't know about his cackle, but...
Welcome.
You know what's ironic, by the way? No one on this Renegades lineup is going to build crit, and yet their tag is RNG.
They took it out of the game. They took out the RNG. Oh man, Crumb's playing one of the noisiest skins in the game.
This is the first time I've seen Pool Party Rek'Sai, actually.
It is so absurdly noisy in terms of particle noise. Everything just splashes. Everything splashes.
Well, Crumb's going to have a lot of splash damage to this composition. I mean, it's all about the AoE in the first place, with the Morgana and the Kennen here.
Oh man, this skin, just everything. The Q splashes in a circle. You unburrow and it's just... You make tunnels and they splash on either side.
Yeah.
You ulti and it's a jet ski. And it's so loud.
Do you like his splash art? Do you think it was painted with watercolor?
Oh, man.
That was good, actually.
Those are good.
I'm proud of that one.
I love it when you're kind of like, those were actually good for yourself.
Because I do it without thinking, and then I go with retrospective, like, actually, that
was good. Autopilot brain was on it today.
Autopilot brain is mostly how it goes for me.
I've noticed.
Yeah, because autopilots are so accurate.
I don't know. I think a lot of... that's actually...
Why do you think commercial airliners go for autopilot?
That's actually probably true. I think more errors happen when pilots are actually in control.
Self-driving cars one day. Avalon gets solo XP for the Gromp, as he and Schroeder is going to go ahead and duo the blue buff. Looks like they just really wanted to make sure Avalon could get ahead here. He'll be tanking the blue buff. If he sees someone go top lane, he can TP. In fact, he realizes, yeah, wait, I should be TPing top lane.
Yeah,
Avalon...
Both junglers are doing it.
Avalon did it really late, though, is the thing. he could have done it immediately after Gromp, after realizing both dual lanes were down there, because a ward from Winterfox's dual lane saw where the 2-on-2 was, and then Avalon showed up late anyway. RF's going to be a little bit afterwards. He shared 2 camps. Scrum splashed around to the jungle, but a few minor communication issues. Avalon, of course, playing on an English-speaking team as a Korean citizen can always be a bit difficult. His English not perfect, of course. Wave clear from Pinoy and Low Pally. I actually really like Trist Janna as a lane, by the way, now that Trist has real AD ratios. It just really wrecks people with the E auto attack. The reason, and part of the reason I really like, part of what makes Janna support good is that she's very good on auto attack reliant champions. She's basically an enchanter, right? She makes you better at what you're already going to do. And when you're already auto attack centric, and Morgana can't stop auto attacks by basically design, it furthers the matchups imbalance of the Tristana Kalista lane.
I like that. The Enchanter.
Yeah. If you're gonna like talk about kinds of supports, you know?
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, oh, what are other Enchanter types? I'm like, Nami's probably a little bit of an Enchanter, but she does a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Lulu would be one. Yeah. She's mostly about buffing someone.
Oh, now you're just making it so simple. Now I'm just like, oh, they're buffing supports. I was like, Enchanter just sounds like such a great term for these supports.
Well, I mean, but specifically, like, making them do their job better, right? Like, Shyvana goes in and gets wild growth. Like, that's an enchanted dragon.
If it wasn't already magical enough by being... Oh my god, they're red too when they're on the enemy side. Ah! The red... the red little lifesavers.
Cherry flavored. Because lifesavers are a candy.
Yes. I always wondered that when I was a kid. I'm like, why are they called lifesavers? Oh, because they look like...
Because they look like life preservers, yeah.
Exactly.
To be fair, I didn't know that either. I can't really blame you. Maple Street took a free E hit right there. Should have known that Radius is massive. That it's going to really matter that he can lifesteal back up with the Doran's Blade. So yeah. Renegades sitting on a very small minion lead here. Avalon actually also pretty screwed. He's getting zoned away from a bit of CS, so it's going to freeze back towards him, so not a big issue. I guess push back towards him is the better term for it. Oh, Arcsecond took another Q. Alex Hitch with a solo hit.
Going to Fog to throw it from Fog, so you can't see the exact trajectory of it.
It's an old Morgana trick, but Varus Q is so much longer range and not blocked by minions that it's just even better for him. Back when mid more was the thing.
It became a thing again for a little bit. I was scared.
Yeah. I actually wonder, what is like the requirement for like becoming a thing? Just like existing versus being popular, you know?
I think it's just in terms of you'd have to be able to do something, at least in competitive sense. You'd have to be able to have a clear objective in what you want to do, and it's either what is considered a good strategy or what stops something that is considered a good strategy, right? Like Morgana was picked into LeBlanc when it was like LeBlanc assassinating people is a really good strategy. Something that stops you from doing that. We saw Lulu mid and Morgana mid become things.
Yeah. Because the question is like, is Master Yi a thing now since Faker played it twice?
Probably not.
I think it's been played more than Morg mid this year, to be completely fair.
Probably. Probably.
I mean, if we said Morg mid's a thing, Master Yi is more of a thing.
This year, I'm not so sure.
I don't remember many mid Morgana games.
Well, we had one at MSI.
Okay.
And I think we've had more than that since then. Or before then.
Whatever.
But anyway. Yeah, Master Yi mid, like Aurelia mid is now a thing because it works well against Azir and it has some team fighting, right? So that's a thing. Master Yi mid is just a faker thing.
I mean, many things are faker things.
There's a difference between a thing and a faker thing.
Is it though? Because everyone just copies faker. Like really, how many things are only faker things?
Yeah, because that's because people go, oh yeah, this is a faker thing. I mean, it's a me thing. It's a my thing.
Yeah, you made this. I made this.
I made this.
I made this. Well, we're sitting on still a small gold lead. Top lane winning by a bit. Mid lane equal. The quote-unquote counterpick from Pinoy and Low Pally actually not going as well as you would expect. Pinoy actually he's missed a number of CS on camera. Even though he's able to chain push, it's not too hard for Kalista Morg to last out under turret, especially with the Sentinel passive.
Gotta say,
just waits playing safely.
Winterfox are slowly losing out in terms of gold and CS. Ever so slightly. Avalon's gonna miss some of this wave. man, being down 500 CS just from laning phase, no kills, no turrets or anything, pretty big.
Yeah. Gold value-wise, it's pretty much entirely in the top lane, a 300 gold lead specifically for the top laner here.
Yeah, he put it into a null magic mantle as well. So it's not going to be something that you're feeling a whole lot of. Avalon will struggle to deal some damage. Orianna will struggle to deal damage. And Pinoy, not really the best.
Just doing the Abyssal Rush.
Yeah.
Sooner it comes in, the better he's going to feel about it. No really magic damage teammate, so it's really just selfish magic resist Tread, but surviving Orianna, Rumble, Gragas, not exactly a bad thing. Shorter Ace will be taking Scuttler with his friends. Good body slam. Nice try for the bind from Emilia. Definitely the right instinct there, but still does get secured by Winterfox. 300 gold lead remains the same. You know what's great?
Not this one, but I love that.
Wow! Why are you such a hater? All right, you ready for an obscure reference or like a really forced reference?
Oh my god. I'm casting with you for the day. If you have to ask me that, then I wouldn't be here.
You know the Beatles, hold on. Avalon, oh, great flash knockup. Will flash the wall to stay safe. Stun comes through right as he flashes, but flash for flash, Crumbs burn his to get Avalon. He's gonna look for a Shorter Ace blue buff. Shorter Ace does not have Smite. He doesn't want to risk it getting taken. He wants to give it Arc Second. Will do so safely. Crumbs did not want to go in for that. He didn't have Smite either.
Oh man, I forgot to mention, it has almost like violin, Jaws music when you tremor sense somebody nearby. It's the actual just like underground growling sound.
Again, Arc Second.
But yes, your obscure reference.
Yes. So, all right. This is forced, so it's not good.
Why tell it?
Rek'Sai is a void monster. Cho'Gath is also a void monster. Crumbs can go underwater and turn basically yellow because of the skin, right? And if Cho'Gath were to eat you, you would be inside the void monster. Beatles made a song, We All Live in a Yellow Submarine. These all come together to where the Beatles made a song about Pool Party Rek'Sai.
You could have just said, when he burrows, he's got the life vest, so he's a yellow submarine. I don't understand how Cho'Gath gets inside of this.
Because...
But that would be the yellow submarine
actually, no,
side
Crumbs,
of Cho'Gath.
No. Oh my god, sorry, I did it wrong. Yeah, whenever Crumbs presses W, he's in a yellow submarine. Done. Or he becomes a yellow submarine. Either way, it's great. The reference is there. We got it. This is going to be a 3-minute long video to get the reference out properly. But we made it, boys and girls. We made it.
3 minutes. I don't even know if it was 3 minutes. It felt like an eternity, though. If I had 3 minutes, if they said I only had 3 minutes to live, I would relive those 3 minutes.
I'm really happy that you
because it was so painful. It felt like forever. Shorter Ace
looks for the explosive cast. Can't break the black shield in time to knock Remilia into the team, though. And really just a lost ulti from Shorter Ace. Still good damage out of Remilia, but all is well. Pinoy on BF sword. Same for Maple Street.
We're going to have to follow that Rek'Sai just once this game when he ulties. Just
he's in a yellow submarine. Look! It's a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine.
I was like, he's going to start singing, isn't he? Oh, God. Save us.
All right, well, Crumbs does counter the jungle by seeing that Gragas is bot lane. Quick optimization there, ulted to get to that side of the map as well. Rumble making his way top lane. Avalon's doing that. Wolves taken as well.
Yeah.
Jet ski, that looks awkward. I don't know if the observer was spamming pause or if the computer was spasming. It looked weird.
Replace that computer. Oh my god. No. 2-on-1. Avalon top lane, no flash.
And equalizer or not, looks like water does not beat fire. Crumb's gonna land the Q. No juke for Avalon. First blood for RF. And Renegades now up 1600 gold from the laning phase and ganks.
So, what was that jet ski? It was
it's a stop motion jet ski. What do you want?
Oh my god, our budget is getting very pinched in Challenger.
No, dude, it was just a really cinematic 3 FPS jet ski.
3 FPS jet ski. I thought FPS is supposed to go up with quality.
No, it's got to be cinematic, right? Stop motion's an art form. It's kind of like looking at a comic book.
Okay, we just weren't flipping through the pages fast enough to actually have it line up and go fast. I gotcha.
Our observers are bad at using books.
Yep. Sometimes your thumb gets tired if you do it for long enough. It's game 3.
Well, bottom lane outer turret did go down. Despite the CS being about the same, bot lane did get pushed through, and the Winterfox dual lane knocked that outer turret down. They turned it into a dragon. There's definitely some good things still happening for this Winterfox lineup, but the problem is all of that and more already happened to the top lane thanks to Renegades, RF, and Crumbs.
Yeah, RF was already winning that lane in CS. Crumbs goes top to try and exploit that lane.
Does so.
Exactly. Does so immediately. RF Abyssal Scepter completed. He has his TP still. He's about to have his Slicing Maelstrom again. There isn't a whole lot to fight for, though, just yet.
Yeah, well, the dragon taken down by Winterfox thanks to Crumbs showing up top end without the ulti. It was, you know, a very good adaptation by them, and we're still seeing objectives traded pretty cleanly. But it's an 1,800 gold lead because of that first blood being 600 of it, and a lot of farm and a lot of lanes making Renegades fans feel good.
Top.
And he's going to find Avalon. Lands the knock at the flash engage from RF just to make sure he dies.
Oh man, Avalon's flash isn't even up yet. Now it is.
He would have died even if he had it, I'm pretty sure. Renegades get their second kill of the top lane, 2-0 on RF. His cannon having a much better early game than it was last week, where he saw him have to freeze a lane for like 5 minutes to catch back into the game. But he's already great. Yeah,
top cannon is a champion that sits in a spot where if you have a game where you get shut down, there's really almost no avenue for you back in, and you become a stun bot. But when the cannon is ahead in CS and gets some camping, you just annihilate the entire game. You show up to a fight with Slicing Maelstrom, you are going to shred every target that gets hit by your ultimate and your W. It becomes an absolute monster. And the fact it's the only AP threat on this team and it's been camped for is big for Renegades moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to require magic resist at some point from this team, and going for Locket just delays other items. So, scary things Crumbs wants to steal. Not quite in smite range, though, and the blue buff will go safely over to ArcSecond.
Alex, though, alone time with the turret. He's going to pick it up for himself here.
Yeah.
The second turret, solo killed because they were getting that blue buff. Crumbs kind of just delayed them and messed with them a little bit, just so Alex can get pressure.
And Alex had already made ArcSecond blow his cleanse off of a nicely aimed tendril, chain of corruption, rather. Turret takes a lot of damage, though. Pinoy still able to play the siege game. Janna just so good at knocking these turrets down, of course. Keeps the turret score the same, but it's still practically a 3,000 gold lead for Renegades, though. Maple Street, even if the turrets aren't dying all that fast for him, his other teammates are doing that, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's true. That is very true. Maple Street is pretty much just almost going back to the days where all he would do is split push a wave, 1-3-1 or 4-1 and be the split pusher. They're putting him in the solo lane up against the top laner while Vermilion is roaming around and trying to make plays with this Morgana. But Maple fares well in those situations, especially against a Rumble that really is down 40 CS in comparison to the AD carry.
Individual gold-wise, Maple Street is up about 800 gold over Avalon, and level-wise, it's, okay, apart by 1, but Maple being level 9 is fine, and Bloodlust being done means he can fight really easily, so yeah, not an easy matchup for the Rumble player here. If Avalon missteps, he gets chased down and dies for sure, thanks to Martial Poise and Rend. And so it means that there's very few places that Winterfox can really go. They've yet to be able to push the lane with Alex Itch in it, because Varus is a great wave clear champion. He can poke people back as well. So the only 2 outer turrets that they were entitled to have been taken. Now what's left for Winterfox?
Yeah, Winterfox is going to have to push up or go mid, but mid, it's really hard to siege against that.
You're seeing the kind of defense here for Winterfox. They're not even assigning lanes very well. The AD carry is still top lane with nothing to push for. Oh, Rumble had to burn Equalizer, and no one's still bot lane. They're just going to die next wave. The Winterfox is not allocating resources even close to correctly.
Avalon backed for Sork Shoes and like some other goodies, but he's going to lose the turret for it.
Yeah. Top lane gets pushed in a little bit by the Tristana, but RF's going to be there, able to defend it, not going to lose top lane tier 2. Oh, okay, this is the long con. Winterfox are going to actually try to play for the push onto this cannon, but Shorter's going to walk through a ward while doing so. Pinoy's not sneaky either. Yeah, and Morgana's coming to spot this Janna. This is not going to be a successful dive here. RF clears the wave too fast. Shorter tries to knock him in, doesn't even get anything for it. Once again.
Spends the ultimate, but yeah, he doesn't get anything for it. RF, though, RF is at a great point in his build. He got Distortion Boots fairly early.
But Avalon is not in a great point. He still went to Maple Street, and Crumbs showed bot lane. And look at the difference in effectiveness of the same plan. RNG send 2 guys bot lane, Avalon zone. Winterfox sends 3 guys top lane. Nothing happens because they didn't push the wave into the turret. They didn't allow themselves to dive RF. They went for a bait that didn't even happen because it was already warded. And the mid-game plans for Winterfox really falling apart.
Yeah, and even just given those 2 different scenarios, Avalon didn't have his ultimate, didn't really have any fighting power under a turret. RF could have popped his ultimate, and it still would have been most likely a close fight if you were diving that turret after that, Kenny, because the stuns just keep you locked up and keep him alive longer.
Ooh, ulti on a shorter race. Low probably flashed away from it, so they will stay alive, but Flash lost. Crumbs able to smite the Raptors away. Renegades continuing to grow. Advantage has 5,000 gold lead for them. They're basically untouched by Winterfox.
Winterfox have been struggling all throughout their games to even get kills. They only have 4 kills to their name.
Yeah, and this is their 4th game in Challenger so far. And look at the farm difference. Shorter Ace is down 2,200 gold under Crumbs. Like, that is a ludicrous gold difference. Okay, it's 2 assists, but like, that's just getting out farmed yet again. We saw the same thing happen in the Winterfox vs. Coast series. Shrimp completely crushed Shorter Ace. Crumbs doing the exact same thing here.
He's gonna try to go for it against the Callista. Shorter. All right.
There it is. No chance.
Not going for it. Yeah, and like you said, that gold difference, is it 2,200?
Yep.
2 assists, 2 turrets.
That's like 500-ish gold.
Exactly. It's almost nothing. There's a big chunk
of farm.
Big chunk of that 40 farm is going to add up to about 1,500.
Ooh, not even a sombrero, just a...
Ooh.
What do you call that?
A whiffed ulti?
Well, like, I want a cool name for it. Come on. Someone to help me out here.
Sombrero's when you do it on yourself.
I know. Is it like a sprinkler system or something? I don't know. Either way, it wasn't a great ultimate. Good dodging by Renegades. They continue the siege. 4 turrets picked up, and they've already knocked down bottom lane tier 2 thanks to Maple Street split pushing. 179 CS on him. RF at 163 also doing great. The mid lane siege actually succeeding with Shockwave down. They don't have to be afraid of Orianna. And with good black shields, they shouldn't be afraid of Gragas either. You can see exactly that. This turret is 1 or 2 waves away from dead. RF still pushing top lane, and being ranged, he can actually knock that turret down against Rumble pretty safely.
Blue buff, constant poke here from Alex Siege on the side. They always have RF flanking as well. They have wards on both sides of this turret. If they want to dive it, he'll just TP onto one of the sides or walk down.
Winterfox, I don't know why they're even near the turret right now. There weren't minions to hit. They took a free arrow from Alex Siege. We try one more time. Janna shields on. Alex looking to poke. Winterfox realized, yeah, we can't do anything. Turret number 5 earned just by sieging. Simple sieging from Renegades.
The sight stones, the wards, all the vision they have on their sides. The only way to really deal with the poke comp that's being executed well is to flank it and actually get an engage on it. And your engagement power is shorter ace?
That's been unreliable. Black shields are just missing spells.
So,
stopping it, yeah.
We talked about how Kennan's not going to make it to the back line. He just has to continue to split push.
Yeah, because the Alex Siege is perfect, exactly. Jinx.
He's a good champion.
Uh-huh.
He's a great champion.
Yeah,
He's not in this game, though, so I don't know why we're talking about it.
Because we said the same thing at the same time, which is what Jinx is. Well, Maple Street about to hit Hurricane. Money-wise, he's 300 gold for being able to buy it outright.
I always get a little confused when I see the recurve bow. Like, that could be Hurricane. It could be
Ruin King Bloodthirster. Not the extra dagger, bro.
Yeah, the extra dagger gives it away.
Yep. The Wit's End.
Oh, man. The Wit's End.
Like, I wonder how good Wit's End Static Shiv Hurricane Callista is. Just magic damage effects for days.
Wit's End Runance.
And Shiv, don't forget the lightning. It's probably horrible. Don't do it.
Do it.
No. I said don't do it. Don't let your memes be memes, bro. All right, 5 turrets down. Renegades just playing a very slow and safe, methodical game. 8,000 up now. We talked about it in Champ Select. The Winterfox engage isn't very good, and as soon as Renegades identified that, they pivoted the comp and found some poke and saying, yeah, Alex is fine. He even ran cleanse. There's nothing even to even cleanse. He would cleanse like a body slam stun and like the slow from Janna. Like he'll probably never even cast a spell the entire game. But it's gonna make sure he never gets caught by anything. Poke's Arc second. RF is split pushing and also spending half his time killing jungle monsters between split push waves just to continue to accrue gold. I mean, Renegades are just winning because of farm. Keep in mind, 3 turrets and 2 kills is not 8,000 gold.
Yes, exactly.
That's them crushing the minion game.
Yeah, and speaking of crushing the minion game, down bottom, RF accelerates himself to a 70 CS lead. He's getting desperate. Crumbs caught out a little bit.
Kind of. Black Shield is on Pinoy.
Avalon ulti.
Can't find anything.
Oh.
Equalizer also means nothing at all. RF chose to recall to buy himself Zonias and Distortion Boots, but he can walk right back to the bottom lane and continue that split push power. Winterfox just have no way in on this one.
Yeah, he's had the Distortion for a very long time. It was his second buy, fairly quick, but he hasn't really abused the teleport. He's just wanted to have his flash up more often so he can make flash teamfight plays. But I'm pretty sure the way that this game is looking, he only needs 1 flash teamfight play to really solidify a huge lead for them, because they've already practically done it themselves. Yeah.
That's the thing. Renegades have just continued to grow a gigantic lead. They, to be honest, in my opinion, don't even need a team fight to win. They could end the game 2-0 in kills by Winterfox just constantly sitting objectives they cannot fight for. There is, like, they need to get a deep ward down. Like, when they pushed out the bottom lane, they needed to, like, throw wards around that lane and hope for a TP flank from Avalon. But he wasted the equalizer. There's no fight to be had.
Setting up for Dragon now. Crumbs throwing out his ultimate, also clearing the scuttle in preparation for that in 15 seconds. Alex a little bit out here. He's the ultimate.
Presses R and leaves, yeah. He's probably at max CDR by now. 25 CDR on items. You expect CDR per level masteries. Good. Almost for certain. Or runes, rather.
Even the Gragas is taking huge chunks right now. No armor items
aside
from the Ninja Tabi.
Yeah.
But that's it. Everybody's going to be so squishy in this lineup. I talked about in Champions Select where I was like, oh yeah, everybody's going to be so squishy, especially to this Varus. He's going to land 1 or 2 pieces of poke. He has so much CDR that he's just going to be absolutely insane.
Well, insanity definitely happening here.
Oh man, they did this, yeah, yesterday. Everybody stand in one bush. Try to look for a pick. It's so hard to shot call in this situation. I don't even know if
Hard's not in this game.
Close. I don't even know if these are close to being the right calls. It is difficult to.
I think they really need to set up TP flank. Even though, like, Rumble's not a good TP flank champion, the fact that they can't get into Renegades is an issue. Like, they're not winning any of the split push lanes, although I feel like Trish could play more aggressively and, like, try. I don't know, maybe. Like, Cannon at this point probably just kills her. I honestly think a lot of it was the mid-game choice for Winterfox to screw up the top lane tier 2 push, lose bot lane tier 2 for it, and just allow Renegades a big farm lead. Bot lane was fine. Actually, bot lane was winning. Mid lane was equal. Avalon got behind a little bit, but, like, okay, that was a Crumbs game. But it was just their resource allocation. You can see they look at Crumbs, and as soon as Gragas shows up, he gets a black shield, and no engage can happen.
And Shorter's down
to go again.
Levels, 60 CS. He's working on Aegis, whereas Crumbs already has Locket. He's looking to complete another item afterwards with his Giant Spell. Alex already has an Elixir of Wrath in his inventory. Muramana completed. He's ready to go.
And sadly, Renegades have bought some crit. Yoa's Ghostblade, the RNG has now joined the fray.
Just a little bit. Oh, took effect right as I said that. Oh man. RNG though, they could even take a team fight right now. It's not really team fighting comp wise, especially like Winterfox has a Rumble. They have an Orianna. These guys want to team fight you.
Yeah.
And RNG really just want to play the poke game. I always talk about how teams don't poke before they fight. RNG don't even have to do that right now, given the difference.
This means the objective that you have to fight for, I really think, has to be Dragon. Notice that Renegades are not, they're like refusing to play for Baron because they know being grouped for that is a risk, and as they say that, they try to sweep wards away from Baron. But that is the actual risk that exists. Is if you put yourself on Baron, you no longer have the luxury of poking with your free time. You're taking damage from Baron Nashor. You can't poke forever.
Yeah, they have a Callista. They're going to try to just burn it down. They set up wards, though.
Hurry up, Winterfox.
TP flanks.
5,000 health. You have very little time. TP comes in. This is the time they have to go right now. Baron's going to die before they even show up. 2,500 health. Short Race rooted in place. Easy. Baron pick up the smites there. The Ren's there. Short Race dies before any fight even happens. RF's on the flank. Avalon's going to go down. Quick pickup. RF, wow, going to just lock everybody up. 2 kills, 3 kills so far. Arcsecond could be the 4th. And they managed to get the Baron before Winterfox even showed.
Oh man, RNG immediately pressed the advantage they had. They got ward control. You had to sweeper, or not sweeper, you had to use your scrying orb to even see it. And they just pressed out. Now they're just going to press minion waves. They're going to get to these turrets with Baron buffed up minions. They're going to try to crack this base with all the poke that they've been doing. And it's a 13k gold advantage, 29 minutes in this game.
I mean, this is an absolutely crushing game right now. Inhibitor's going to go down. 2-man shotgun. That's the kind of stuff Winterfox needed. But they never find it. Half the team is dead. There's no possible follow-up.
You don't even have the items to back it at this point.
Yeah.
In terms of just level disparity, and levels give you, HP, you're just going to be able to soak all this. RNG have become gigantic balls of stats that can just soak all of what Winterfox does to them at this point. Vermilion doesn't even care too much about the equalizer or the damage she took from the Gragas. RF can run into 3 people solo, and he's fine. Alex will come up and help him. This is actually just disastrous at this point for Winterfox. They have almost no way to pull out a victory here.
No, this feels out of reach at this point. I mean, they were definitely getting bled dry for the last 20 minutes or so. But the poke team with Baron and Inhibitor already gone, anything they choose to siege will likely work. Once again, it's Winterfox hoping for the miracle shockwave. I mean, it is a wombo team, and actually, wow, that could be the kill out of Maple Street. Explosive cask into the explosive charge will be enough to get a kill. Winterfox bought a little bit of time, actually. Avalon pops Zonia's. He's able to walk backwards, and this will give a full minute for Winterfox to shove their waves back out, get a little bit of golden experience, and hope the next fight goes well also.
They'll close the gap by about 1,000 after that.
Yeah.
It's still a huge gap. Baron buff will be off by the time that Maple's up and they're able to shove out as 5 again. But before that, they have to split shove. They have to just abuse the damage. Ooh, man. Yeah, everybody's so squishy. And he's almost full build. He's got that Elixir of Wrath still on him.
Yep. And Alex is going for a, I would assume, Bloodthirster next item just to add more really strong ability damage. Get better and better and better. Drag it up in 20 seconds here. Should be easy enough for Renegades to get. Maple Street's back alive. Plenty of time to set this one up. The Baron risk did pay off. They got an inhibitor for it and a team fight. Movement speed Dragon doesn't really matter much for them. It just means that it's one off the table in case Winterfox wins a fight, and if the game really does go forever, eventually Dragon 5 happens. Renegades have been actually fairly safe in their calls. The Baron was a little bit risky, but their ward control was enough to make sure they could peel off in time.
Very reserved in the calls. Not going for the fights, but I like to see this with the poke comp that wants to switch. I like seeing that, because too many people think they have a huge advantage with poke comp and they just try to go for it, and then it ends up biting them. 13k gold advantage, but we saw there, you could still get picked off by Pinoy with some crits.
Low Pally get half. Jeez. And the thing is, he's going for a chalice as well. He's going for the Mikhail's Crucible to try to remove Talisman of... Or not Talisman, sorry. Remove Chain of Corrupt for somebody.
Oh man, Remelia went for loot.
That's even more poke. I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed to trick on Morgana.
Yeah,
it's a luxury item. Like, this is because they're so far ahead, but...
I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe Zonia's would be good for engaging, but she doesn't even want to do that.
She doesn't want to engage, no. You want to disengage.
She wants to just poke.
And there's not even anything worth Mikhailsing, by the way. There's just no stuns or roots, period, on Winterfox. So it's like, F it, I'll just poke for 100 damage.
Gotta land it, though.
Alright, so Renegade's Crumbs is sent to the bot lane. He's split push number 1. RF makes sure mid's pushed in, but otherwise not a big deal. Pinoy is defending that split push. Ulti popped in, pulls in Maple Street, but they don't follow up. That actually could have been like a flash equalizer or anything. In a shockwave, wait, goodbye.
Picked off from over the wall.
Dark Binding and goodbye. 2-0-2 Remilia. Darkseid shows the top lane. Wave's coming in a second.
Just abusing the pick comp, the parts of the composition that can pick bindings after binding. Oh man, they're gonna get a turret for this. They're just gonna force their way in. Now the short race is off the field. And that's another inhibitor going over to Renegades. They just have 3 turrets and 1 inhib left before they're at that Nexus 100%.
Wow. Went for the flash ulti, Avalon to pop Zonia's though. Flash himself away. Nah, enough armor because of the Zonia's to survive the Varus arrow, but it is just completely under control now. Renegades 2 inhibitors down. Bot lane actually does not have a good wave. They will wait for the mid to respawn, but all of Winterfox are alive. Shorter Race gets bound immediately. No ulti up. Just going to take a bunch of damage. Chain of Corruption is on. Gets a lot of shields. Where's the shockwave, though? They just aren't using it. Equalizer pop to make them slow as they leave, but still, the hard engage just isn't coming in. RF will do it. Gets pushed back. Exhaust is on. Still gets the kill. Shockwave is Zonia's by the cannon. And Renegade's still able to push top. We're going to get pushed around, easily grabbed here. Another one for 0. 7-1 in kills, 34-minute game. Explosive cast buys some time, and it will actually allow Renegades to have to wait for the next wave.
Pinoy, 24 seconds left on him. Renegades, some low mana bars, some low HP bars, and they're going to back off with Baron up in 25 seconds.
All right, so all they got was the respawn mid inhibitor kill and the top inhibitor take. Slowly but surely grabbing more kills. The Winterfox defense is certainly working, but God, execution-wise, there are definitely these slim chances for the shockwave plays to at least blow the flash and make the next one happen, and Winterfox are not getting the follow-up CC.
This game got out of control very early on. It's just another one of those games where I just look at ArcSecond's score, and I'm like, oh man. Like, he's not dying. He's not dying.
Yeah.
He didn't die until 38 minutes in the previous game. 0-0-0. 35 minutes in. It's an 8-kill game, but all he's doing is really farming. We saw him try to make a play with the shockwave. He did get one shockwave, but then it was kind of a damage check. And he doesn't even have things like a death cap that are going to make him have this huge burst damage.
Well, keep in mind though, Renegade's comp is squishy, aside from Crumbs. You land the shockwave equalizer, 2 people die straight up. If that world ever exists, Winterfox starts clawing their way back in. I mean, again, it is a slow process. It would require multiple good team fights for Winterfox to claw back in. We're not yet at the point where an ace lets you kill the base. Yeah. That's another 20 minutes down the line.
Ace Baron and get some turrets off that is the best that Winterfox can go for. But if they aren't even getting in there to get those plays.
Race at half. Poke down to 1200 HP. Explosive cast means absolutely nothing. Slightly mistimes the black shield, but that would have been the chance to knock in Alex Ich. Slightly off there.
Remilia has been on point with the black shields, and Short Race has not been on point with his ultimates. It is just really just kind of disheartening to see how many of them have been interrupted.
Alex has been on point with his piercing arrows, though.
Yes, he has.
Pushed the team around. Baron Nashor #2 goes to Renegades. If you owned the fantasy team Renegades, you would get a lot of points for that. That is an existing challenger, so it's kind of a wasted point. Alex Ich, though, continues to wave clear. Baron buff is on. The split push is very easy for the double range champions here. Crumbs shows up as well. The dual lane goes mid. 3 guys bot side. They look for inhibitor #3. Now keep in mind, with double inhibitor down, it requires a lot of effort for Winterfox to keep their base alive. Pinoy actually not great at that. Her sustained damage actually fairly low. especially with Quicksilver Sash picked up as the third item. That seems like a big no-no to me. He needs damage to win team fights here.
But if he gets bound or if he gets locked up or stunned, that's what he's banking on. But there's super minions coming in here. Crumbs is threatening the Nexus turrets.
And he's gonna get it. Look at the damage have it coming through there. Doesn't. Okay, he stays. He gets turret number 1. Botling getting pushed in. That's going to be inhibitor number 3 for Renegades as the 10th turret goes down. 11th one in the sights. A great bind. Avalon forced to Zonia's. Here comes the engagement. RF knocked back though. And here comes the hard dive. Avalon puts the equalizer. Shockwave catches one. They do trade a kill, but the Nexus is open. The push comes on in. 7-2 in kills. Renegades takes it down 2-0. And they are another undefeated team in the Challenger Series.
Renegades moving to 4-0. Only other team, they're tied for first with Coast at the moment. But once again, Winterfox sitting in the opposite direction, 0-4 for this team. Yeah. This squad is picking up very minimal kills. I think now they're at 6 total for the season.
That sounds about right. Yep, 1 kill, 2 kills, 2 kills?
Yeah, just got 2 kills.
If I'm correct, yeah, yep. So 8 kills now total for Winterfox. If I remember my numbers properly here, just really a very, very rough start to the split for them. They played maybe the 2 strongest teams in Challenger. Renegades, I think, are, again, the clear fan favorite number 1. Coast have certainly looked very strong, and they're maybe number 2 or 3. And again, top 4 is what you're looking for playoffs. Obviously, the showings from Winterfox are not very good, but you know maybe they start looking a whole lot better when they play some of the weaker teams. But right now, it is a very grim start for them.
Yeah, Alex did a lot of damage. Nature of Poke Champions, but he did more damage than all of Winterfox combined.
Yeah.
He did an absurd amount.
He did like, what, 37K, and everyone on Winterfox is under 10,000?
39,000, and nobody on Winterfox is over 8.7 thousand.
Yeah. So, of course, a big convincing win for Renegades. Slow and steady, but they won the race absolutely. 38-minute win on the dot. And joining us to talk about that victory on the Rift is that Renegade top laner, RF. RF, man, talk to us. Congrats on the win. 2-0 convincingly. What you expected?
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you.
Do you expect the 2-0?
Yeah, I was expecting that.
All right.
Nice bandana, man. A nice chandelier. That looks fancy. But
thank you.
So, RF, man, you were a top laner who was really known for his streaming, and then you wanted to get involved in the Challenger scene, and now Renegade seems to be the team for you. Why is this the team that you wanted to be on over everything else?
Well, not a lot of teams have given me a tryout to be the top laner for their team, so Renegades kind of picked me up when we were misfits, and it just kind of worked out for us. I was hyped to be on this team because there's a lot of potential in here, like Crumbs and Alex, and also our AD and Marietta. So it just overall was a really, really high potential team, so pretty hyped to be on it.
Yeah, of course, you guys are certainly very good. 4-0. You mentioned actually right away, you're like, yeah, Crumbs and Alex are like the big stars there. What's it sort of like to be on a team where like there's clearly very big stars? Do you feel like you have to like try to keep up with them, or are you just like part of the team and it's all the same?
I find it motivating because you can always rely on them to do well when it comes down to games that matter. So it kind of motivates me to be, you know, a lot like them, or try to be at least.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly did really well for yourself. The Rumble play was great, or sorry, Kennen play was great. 3-0-2.
Both were good.
Yeah, true. Yeah, your Rumbles earlier have been awesome. So I want to ask you then about next week's matchup. You're up against Imagine, who I believe right now is set at 2-2. How do you think you guys match up against them?
I think we'll do great, mainly based off our performance against C9T, and also this was a pretty confident win. Over Winterfox, of course, they have a little bit of issues with the roster and such, and so did C9T earlier, but I think we'll do great, especially at the pace that we're going.
So I want to ask you a final question here. You guys played against C9T without Yasui, and you guys have yet to play against Coast. Who of those two do you think is actually your biggest competition in this tournament?
Coast has been looking great. I think they'll be a harder team to beat than C9T as of now, because I'm not sure who they practice with, but of course their roster issues are big, and it kind of makes C9T a little bit weaker. But as of now, probably Coast. We'll see by the time playoffs come around.
All right, well, we'll see how that Coast matchup ends up going later on in the season, maybe in playoffs. RF, thank you very much for your time. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Sure. Of course. See ya, man. So 2 weeks of the summer season are completed. Here's where the teams stand. Tied for first place, Renegades and Team Coast, perfect 4-0. After that, Cloud9, Tempest, and Imagine at 2-2. Now, also in the bottom, Vortex and Winterfox still 0-4. No wins for them. Very mirrored table, but it's kind of what you expect here with, so far only 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah, and there's more Challenger action next week when Renegades kick off the broadcast against Team Imagine. After that, it's Cloud9 Tempest battling Winterfox, and we'll end the day with Team Coast versus Vortex.
Those are going to be some very fun matches, but in just about 12 more hours, esports resume with Berlin, Germany streaming European LCS Week 6. Up first, Gambit Gaming against the Copenhagen Wolves, followed by Rocket versus SK Gaming. Then Giants will attempt to tarnish Fnatic's perfect 10-0 record. That all starts 6 p.m. Central European Summertime, 9 a.m. Pacific. And that's going to do it for us here today in the Challenger Desk. I'd like to say thanks again to our guests, Lod, Pekin Wolf, and RF. And on behalf of myself, Zirene, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching. Good night. GG.
Fireworks!
Fireworks and explosions! RF's on the flank. Apple's going to go down.
Flank.
Quick pickup. RF, wow, going to just lock everybody up. The hard engage just isn't coming in. RF will do it. Gets pushed back. Exhaust is on. Still gets the kill. Shockwave is Zonia's. And here comes the hard dive. Avalon puts the equalizer. Shockwave catches one. They do trade a kill, but the Nexus is open. The push comes on in.